Hello everybody, welcome back to Life in Times of Mulch. That's me. Now today here in the UK it's supposed to be summer, but it's actually raining. So what to do in the rain? Well, you can grab yourself a cup of Yorkshire tea and build the next 5 stages of the VOLKSWAGEN T1 from DeAgostini Collectibles. So come on, I've got my tea, let's build this. Well, hello everyone, welcome back to building the VOLKSWAGEN T1. As you can see, we've got 5 stages here. Let's crack on and see what we've got in each pack. I've said time and time again with this build, really liking it so far, so don't let me down. Okay, here's the book for stage 28. Evolution of the T1, 59 to 62. A little engine is in the back as well. Okay, so we got middle seat bottom. Oh, there you go. Middle seat bottom. So we got our instructions and what it's going to look like when we're done. So let's get what we need. This is the pack for stage 28. So let's get it open. See what we've got in the bag. Oh, a nice little cushy number. So obviously a part of the seat there. Got some screws. We've got some BPO3 screws, lots of those, and some BPO4 screws. Let's get them open. Right, the first thing we've got to do is bring this over that we created in the previous pack, and our long seat section here. And as you can see on the back of the seat section, you've got this bit that's got the back trim, and it hasn't got it along this side here. So on your seat, where there's that sort of single seat, if you like, that's where the back trim is going to go. So you're lining that up at the back, putting your trim over the side, and the sides as well, like that. So on the back it's going to look like that, and then at the front there are locating lugs, so we need to make sure we get those over where the holes are. Okay, so after a bit of fiddle faffing, it should look something like that. And then what we need to do, we're going to 5 BPO4 screws. So one there, one there, one there, one there, and one there. So I'm going to get them screwed in. Like I say, these are the BP4 screws. They're quite short little dumpy screws. Also, when you're putting the screws in, I've only put one in at the minute, try and make sure that the lip is over the edge like that. It just gives you a better finish once that's all in. So I'm going to get the other 4 screws in, and then we'll take a look. So, like I say, 5 of the BPO4 screws. Once that's all screwed in, that's going to look like that. Let's see what we do next. Then we need to bring this over that we also created in the last stage. And as you can see, if we turn it over, we've got 3 lugs there, which correspond with the 1, 2, 3 holes there. All you're going to do is match them up, push them together, and then your BPO3 screws, you're going to screw that from underneath in there. So let's get that screwed on. Okay, so once it's all screwed in, that's going to look like that. Nice little seat. Stage 29, the caddy. Yeah, the caddy was very different to what we're building, but it's all part of the history. So we're doing more of the seat, rear bulkhead, and completion of the middle seat. So obviously we've got instructions of what we're going to be doing and what the seat's going to look like once that's finished. So let's get the parts and take a look. So for stage 29, we have this large piece of the frame or body of the model that we're building. And we've got some silver screws this time, and these are BPO6 screws. So get that open. Okay, so in this stage, all we need to do, we need to bring over this that we created before. And as you can see, we've got a large and small hole on either side. And if you look on our seat, if you can see it, there is a large peg, and there is also, I don't know if you can see it, but there is a small little peg below that as well. So we're just going to line them up and put them in. Just pull it out a little bit until you get that in. That should sit in there quite nice. But what it needs to be able to do is to be able to fold forward like that. So just check that your seat does that and then goes back up to that position. And that is actually everything in that stage. We don't actually do anything with this or them silver screws in this stage, but keep it safe because we will need it. And that's everything in stage 29. So let's move on to stage 30, the transporter pioneer among minivans. Yeah, there's so many things you could do with the van. People use them as obviously camper vans, use them as small business vans. I mean, the modern vans, okay, they look nice, but you can't beat a classic. Anyway, in this stage, we're doing the rear seat back rest and assembly of the middle seat. Okay, so a bit more to do in this one. I think we're also going to be using that bit that we got in the previous stage. So let's see what we've got. This is the pack for issue 30, so more seat. A lot of seats. That's all there is in this pack, is just this seat section. Okay, so let's see what we've got to do. Well, we're actually going to be concentrating on this, if you remember this from a previous pack. So bring this over, and we're also going to be bringing our seat creation over as well, and we're going to be joining it to the bottom. So obviously there's 2, 4, 6, 8 holes along there corresponding with the feet, so we need to line them all up on the floor. Okay, so it's going to sit in like that, and the screws that we're going to use for that are ones that we got in a previous pack, and they are the BPO3 screws. So we're going to screw that from underneath, holding this seat on. So I'm going to do that, and let's see what that looks like in a moment. Okay, that's all attached. Look at that, it's looking rather impressive. Obviously just go steady when you're putting them screws in. You're only going into plastic, so don't over tighten them, but that's how that looks. Let's see what's next. Okay, so the next thing we're doing, this piece that we got in stage stage 29, I think it was, that we're now going to fix that to the back here. There's three lugs on the back, and you've got your three corresponding holes, and that's going to screw on there, and that's we're going to use them silver PB06 screws, so the little silver ones. Okay, I'll get them on so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, you'll probably find, like me, that it's easier to take the mat off while you're lining up the screws, and then once they're all in, is that one in? Yeah, once they're all in, you can put your mat back over the top quite easily, like that. And that's everything to do in that stage. So we don't actually do anything with this, but again, keep it safe. But it's really starting to have a bit more size of it and get it all in shot. Okay, oh, that's what it looks like from the back. So stage 31, transporter, the best seller. So now we've got the rear seat backrest panel. So we are going to be using that piece that we got in the last pack. So this is everything in stage 31. Get it out. We've got some more screws. So the screws are BPO3, so more of the BPO3 screws. Then we have this bar section. It's plastic, so just be careful with that. It's got sort of a chrome effect look to that. And then we've got the back of the seat, and we're obviously going to be needing this that we had in the previous pack as well. Right, the first thing we're going to do, get this flat side, and we're going to put our bar in these 3 holes. Push that in, and then we're going to turn that over, and we're going to put our BPO3 screws, 1, 2, 3, in there. So again, when you're screwing these on, just do it up so it's biting. You don't have to really force it. It's just a very thin, lightweight plastic on another bit of plastic, so you don't want to over tighten it and break the thread, or worse still, break the piece that you're working on. So that's that bit done. And then quite simply, you just take this that we got in the last stage, and we're going to line them up together. As you can see, the 2 sets of holes and lugs, and it's just a push in. It's just a matter of getting it lined up over all the places, and like you've done on the others, we've done on the other seats, just get it pushed in there nice and snug, and that's going to look like that. No screwing needed, it's just a push, and that will look like that. So in the final stage for this pack, stage 32, look at the magazine. So this tells you about the engines in the motor, old factory photograph there. We're doing the heater outlet and seat supports. Okay, so I don't think there's much to do in this one. Let's have a look at the parts. So we do have some more screws, which are the same again, BPO3 screws, and we have 2 halves of whatever that is, and we have some more stands here, look like more feet for seat legs. Right, as I suspected, we're not doing anything with these until a further stage, so keep all them safe. We will need them, but just not today. What we're going to be doing is we're just going to be putting these 2 parts together. You can see how they go. So push them together so it looks like that, and then we're going to fix it together using the using the BPO3 screws, and they're just going to be 1 in there and 1 in there. So get that done. Okay, and that will look like that, and then just keep that safe with your other bits for a later date. Now, before we have a chat, I just want to show you this. It's a free gift, our second free gift with this. The first free gift, obviously, we got the prints, and now we've got a very handy screw box. Now these all come apart, so you can put your dividers where you want your dividers. I've just got them all in the same, so you don't have to have loose screws like this. You can label it all up and know where all your screws are, because they give you lots of spare screws. They're always nice to have and it's nice, solid, and also good for future reference as well. If you've got a lot of partwork models on like I have, it's just a very handy thing to keep little bits and pieces in. So that was our free gift. Now that was a good brew of Yorkshire tea. I recommend it. Not sponsored. So what do we do today? Well, oh, it's starting to get big, it's starting to get real. This is what we've created today. We finished off doing the middle seat. We've made this piece of the back seat which slopes down, so you've got more access here. Obviously we attached it to the bottom. We also attached this back bit here where you can see where the rear wheels are, so you can get a real idea of scale now with this model. It's really starting to come alive. So when you think the back on here and the front on here and size, it's going to be a real nice size model, and I really like the detail. So that's what we did with that. We also started to build the rear seat, put the back panel on and this bar. Also got some sections that we're going to need for next time. That are going to be obviously the legs for the last back seat, and we've got this little section here. So keep all them safe. But talking about keeping things safe, as I mentioned in the build, we got this very, very handy screw box. It's going to come in really useful, not just for this collection, but with any collection you've got. So that's a nice little free gift, and it's a real good solid box as well. But like I say, every time I build this build, I really enjoy it. It's just a nice relaxing build. There's nothing stressful about it, it's just really easy. I hope that continues. We'll have to wait and see. But thank you for joining me, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time right here on Life in Times of Mulch. I need more tea, you need more tea. It's still raining. I'll see you next time. Take my car with me. Woo!